This is CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with investingnews.com. I'm speaking with Peter Schloo, President and CEO of Heritage Mining, a Canadian precious and base metals exploration company. Hey, Peter.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Nice to be back
Good.
on the Investing News Network. It's been a long time.
Yes, good to see you again. So let's talk about, maybe you could provide some updates about the projects, your projects, and what the progress has been so far to date.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started the year off and have, to date, we have successfully integrated our drilling operations. So we lease to own our own drill. We can utilize flow through that, and we have now streamlined rock bottom cash costs from drilling, logging, etc. So we've done a fantastic job, and really a big shout out to the team all the way through. I mean, it's just been nothing but fantastic. So the rubber's really starting to hit the road. We've drilled off this year about 4,500 meters. We've had gold in each of the holes from New Millennium that we drilled earlier this year. And we've had some, great success technically in all of our projects thus far. The Drayton Black Lake property, we drilled approximately 1,300 meters, and that's in our Zone 3 extension. And that's coming off, systematic exploration, worked up targets that have been developed by our team. And we've gone where no one has ever gone before from a prospecting perspective. We had gold up to 7 grams at surface. We went and drilled, and we found up to over 70 meter long in core length quartz vein system that could potentially be, if the quartz vein is correlated to the 4 kilometer mag anomaly, you may have a serious, a globally significant structure with anomalous gold from our last press release. So I mean, this is interesting. This is not a discovery. This is a discovery technically. But there's more work, without a doubt, that needs to happen on this property. This is a fantastic structural discovery, and, we still have assays pending, hole 13 and 14 that we're looking forward to updating everyone on, and then also updating everybody on, on the next steps. We also have Contact Bay. Contact Bay was a small past producer south of Kinross's, I believe it's in their Greenfield portfolio. It's a past producer. The Redeemer Mine. We have the Rognan Mine. No one's ever been in there and done any real serious exploration on the ground. We're the first ones to drill that ever, I believe. That was a past producing mine in the early 1930s. Very small amount. We've hit some structurally significant mineralization that we're very excited about. Again, all assays are pending. We've had visible gold underneath the gold mine. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, it's very exciting. The team did a great job. We actually over allocated on meters there. That came in at about 2,700 meters that we've drilled. And then we also did a targeted prospecting program at our Scattergood property. This is a new area for us. It's grassroots, but it's in between 2 very active companies. This is Drayton Gold, which is doing a fantastic job working up their property. Dynasty Gold, which is they're drilling right now. At the time of this recording, I believe only a few kilometers away from where we're drilling. And Next Gold, which also has a small little package in there. They have a few gold showings. We've seen, we've viewed them kind of going in and checking out their area. So it's a new hot area. We have multiple targets that we're working up at that point. We're excited to update everybody on our findings there. But look, we've got 3 projects that, have seen little exploration where we're looking since their inception, of being a consolidated land package. And, the technical success is spot on. So I'm really happy about what everybody's done. Unfortunately, everybody loves the assays. So, that's what we're here for, and that's what we're waiting. So we're eagerly waiting that. There's been some operational delays, and that's normal course of business. We're not worried about that. And we'll get everything out as soon as possible. We also announced the Melba acquisition. So that came from an existing holder. I actually went up there myself a week or so ago to check out, get some boots on the ground, really get a understanding of the area. This is a mine that they drilled very tightly spaced holes back in 1937, confirmed high-grade gold hits. The underground workings have been very detailed and documented. I believe it's about 3.5-foot spacing, so call it about a meter. High-grade gold underneath. We're working on a 3D model to really understand whether the 2022 drilling program, the IP and MEG that was done in 2015, really incorporates and has been properly tested on the 2022. I'm going to assume maybe, other things could have been done. This is a drill-ready property with easy access that we can really capitalize in the near term, owning our own drill. So with the little capital needed that we require to drill off a property now that we've established in-house drill operations, I mean, we're really ready for a drill-ready project. And once we get onto that property, it's a mining lease, so the permitting's quite easy there or non-existent. So we'll be ready to rock. We just want to cross the T's and dot the I's, so to speak, before we get in there. So we got some marketing lined up coming into September. I think coming out with all of our assay results coming in the month of September. I think it's the perfect time to really start paying attention to heritage mining. We've come a long way. We've done a significant amount of work, and we got nothing but value to add here. It's coming into September.
Right. Lots of, catalysts to look forward to, definitely. So once the assays are released, what's the next steps for the projects that you have planned?
Yeah. So for Drayton Black Lake, again, we don't have the answer. So, and in waiting and being patient, we've also been proactive, right? We're not just going to sit around and wait. So myself, again, I was up at site with one of our advisors that designed the program. And we actually went in the field to look at the rest of this 3-kilometer extension for Drayton Black Lake Zone 3 extension. The access to drill this property is fantastic. I mean, there is very little to no topographical changes, abrupt changes. So to get a dozer in there and clear a pad, etc., and bring a drill in, really easy to do. All flat lying. It's going to be a driller's dream, and it's probably from a target perspective on the property, because it's a huge, 18,000 hectare property. It's I think it's the closest proximity to the highway of any targets on the property. So to drill this is going to be great. On top of that, we're also entertaining a larger footprint exploration style. So we're looking at some structural mapping, some soils, and we're bouncing around ideas. And the team is working them up, and I'm looking forward to viewing the presentations along with our other advisors to really establish the connective tissue, so to speak, in the middle part of the property. So we actually have like high-grade gold from New Millennium. We have an old mine shaft, Alcona. This is in the middle of the property and stretches across the Split Lake. So this is a very significant structural area of interest that's been highlighted by one of our structural advisor, Brett Davis, who's a world-renowned structural geological advisor, specializing in orogenic low gold, which is what we're going after. And then, so we're designing a soil program or some sort of broader program to identify new targets in the area. We've confirmed that there's gold, along this potential vein structure. There's also gold from last year on the contact zone. So really, let's get a big footprint and create, the big picture. Is this the next, Hammond Reef, or that's a big deposit to the south of us? What is the real big picture? Although a 4-kilometer long, mineralized quartz vein is no small feat. So that could be interesting in and of itself. Contact Bay, we've drilled, we were allocated on drilling. We're waiting to see the assays. We have not revisited the next steps on that. We were in there. It was a bit difficult to get in the sense of we needed a new trail, and that took a considerable amount of time because no one's been there since like the early 1930s. So now the trail's in. we drilled enough there to, either drill or walk away from that area. So we're waiting to see what that comes in with from the assays. And then Scattergood is a brand new, project to us relative to everything else. We're seeing some really good attention in that area. And the next plan is, do we do a large soil program? Are we doing drone mag? We want to do some boots on the ground work while the snow isn't flying. So we're just waiting to get all the details in and put everything together, and then allocate capital in the best way to, generate value for shareholders, which is in the drilling, right? Everybody wants a nice drill hole. We own our own drill. Let's not kid ourselves. I think the best bang for our buck is to drill some really nice holes. So that's what we'll be focused on going forward.
With the proposed acquisition of the Melba Mine, how does that figure into your plans moving forward? And is the plan then to work on all these projects simultaneously? Like, what's your strategy there?
From a prioritization and capital deployment perspective, as I said, we've successfully integrated into our story our own in-house drilling operations. So when you take the most expensive line item on the income statement for junior exploration companies, which is drilling, you bring that to a rock bottom cash cost. What we can do with capital versus other companies is very impressive. And if you combine that with a drill ready permitted project that has less discovery risk than anything else in our portfolio, in close proximity to $1 billion market cap companies, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Get in there and drill it. And I think we'll come out with some success. So we're very interested in working that up. Again, we still need to cross the T's and dot the I's. We're working on the model. And I'll be going back up there to really ground truth, drill holes, etc., with a geologist, that'll have a detailed walk around the area and maybe do a bit of mapping before the year's out. But look, it's really exciting to have a drill ready project with a historical resource, non-43 compliant, but it's about 50,000 ounces. So we're figuring out where exactly that is. This is just a comment from the group that we're buying it off of. It's a very interesting story in a very hot area that's getting a lot of attention. And, we're the group to take it to the next level, and we're really looking forward to it. So that's the strategy is, drill ready projects is where we're going to be allocating most of our capital.
Right. And more to come when the assays, are ready. Thanks again, Peter, for taking the time to speak with me.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. It's great to be back on the Investing News Network. Thanks so much.
Right. And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another edition of CEO Insights.